Birthdays aren't usually a big deal for me. A nice dinner, maybe some cake, that's all I really need. But Mia? She lives for surprises and big gestures. I should have known she had something planned, but I didn't expect this. It started when I showed up at her apartment after the gym, as I usually did on Saturdays. I was sweaty and tired, but looking forward to spending time with her. The day had been uneventful so far, and I was starting to think maybe she'd forgotten it was my birthday. When I knocked on her door, there was a delay before she opened it. That was the first thing that felt off. "Hey babe," she said, her voice high-pitched and a little too enthusiastic. She was wearing one of those oversized shirts that looked like it could belong to anyone, her hair slightly messy, and her cheeks were flushed. Behind her, I saw a guy I didn't recognize sitting on her couch. His arm was slung over the backrest, dangerously close to her shoulder. What's going on?" I asked, keeping my tone calm even though my heart had started pounding. "Oh," she laughed nervously, stepping aside so I could come in. "This is Eric, he's just a friend, we were hanging out." "Hanging out? Right?" Eric gave me a casual nod, but I couldn't focus on him. My eyes were glued to Mia, searching her face for some kind of explanation. She wasn't acting like herself, and the whole setup screamed, bad movie plot. "I'll, get going," Eric said, standing up. He shot Mia a quick look, one I didn't miss, before heading to the door. "See you later, Mia," he said, as if I wasn't standing right there. When the door clicked shut, I turned to her, crossing my arms. "Care to explain what that was?" She bit her lip, looking like she was trying not to laugh. Okay, don't freak out, but I can explain." Before I could respond, the door to the dining area burst open, and a chorus of voices shouted, "Surprise!" I whipped around to see friends and family pouring into the room, all laughing and clapping. The space was decked out with balloons, streamers, and a giant banner that read, "Happy Birthday, Ethan." A table in the center held a huge cake surrounded by snacks and drinks. I stared at her, completely dumbfounded, as people came up to greet me, laughing and wishing me a happy birthday. Mia grinned, her excitement bubbling over. It was all part of the setup. A chorus of voices shouted, and I was immediately surrounded by friends and family. I stood there, stunned, forcing a smile as everyone started clapping and cheering. My mind was still reeling from the fake cheating setup, but I had to play along. It was my birthday, after all, and walking out now would make everything worse. As the night went on, I found myself surrounded by people laughing, chatting, and enjoying the party. Mia was everywhere, introducing me to people, showing off the decorations, and basking in the success of her surprise. Meanwhile, I was stuck in my own head, trying to shake off the lingering discomfort from earlier. Every time someone wished me a happy birthday, I managed a polite thank you, but my heart wasn't in it. The fake cheating prank kept playing in my mind, making it hard to fully engage. When Mia brought out the cake, a massive confection decorated with candles and icing that read "Happy Birthday, Ethan," everyone gathered around to sing. I stood at the center of it all, smiling for the crowd, but I couldn't stop thinking about how the night had started. I felt like a fool pretending to be thrilled, especially when Mia leaned in to kiss my cheek after I blew out the candles. The applause and cheers felt hollow, even though I knew they weren't. At one point, Mia pulled me aside, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Are you having fun?" she asked, completely oblivious to the storm inside me. "Yeah," I lied, nodding. "This is great." "Good," she said, squeezing my hand. "I knew you'd love it." I didn't have the heart to tell her the truth, not here, not now. So, I plastered on my best smile and rejoined the party, hoping the night would end soon enough. When the party ended, I walked Mia to the door after the last guest left. She was still smiling, talking about how perfect everything had gone. But I couldn't keep up the charade any longer. Mia, we need to talk, I said, my voice low but steady. She tilted her head, her smile faltering. What's wrong? Didn't you have a good time? I sighed, running a hand through my hair. The party was great, Mia, but the prank, it wasn't. You can't mess with someone's feelings like that, not even for a surprise. Pretending to cheat on me? That's not funny, it's cruel. Her face fell, confusion giving way to a flicker of guilt. Ethan, I didn't mean. I know you didn't mean to hurt me, I cut her off gently. But you did, and I can't just pretend everything's fine. If this is how you handle surprises, I don't think we're on the same page about what respect looks like in a relationship. Tears welled up in her eyes. Ethan, it was supposed to be a joke. I wanted to make your birthday special. And the party was special, I said, trying to keep my tone calm. But the way you went about it, I can't move past that. I need to be with someone who values my trust as much as I value theirs. She stared at me for a long moment, searching my face for something that would change my mind. When she didn't find it, she nodded slowly, wiping her eyes. I'm sorry, she whispered. I am too, I said. Take care, Mia. And with that, I walked out, leaving behind the remnants of a party I couldn't fully enjoy, and a relationship that had gone too far astray. The next day, I had to contact my friends and family. I couldn't let it go. I needed to know, what were they thinking going along with that? I started with my sister, who had been one of the loudest voices shouting, "Surprise!" the night before. Seriously, Sarah? You knew about the prank and thought it was a good idea? She hesitated before answering. Look, Ethan, it wasn't my idea. Mia pitched it like it was this hilarious twist. I figured it'd be over in a minute, and you'd laugh once the party started. Laugh? I repeated, incredulous. You really thought I'd find being lied to and humiliated funny? I didn't think of it that way, she admitted. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it to hurt you. The calls continued like that, apologies mixed with excuses, everyone trying to shift the blame back to Mia's enthusiasm. By the time I reached my mom, who'd helped decorate the apartment, I was exhausted. Mom, how could you be okay with this? She sighed. Ethan, I wasn't thrilled with the idea, but Mia was so excited. She kept saying it was all in good fun, and I didn't want to dampen her spirits. I thought it was harmless. Harmless? I echoed, my frustration boiling over. Pretending to cheat on me isn't harmless. It's damaging. It's not something you joke about, and it's not just Mia. I ended things with her last night because of it. I can't believe any of you thought this was okay. You're right, she said quietly. I'm sorry. By the time I hung up, I felt drained. Everyone had an excuse, but none of them made me feel better. The damage was done, and I couldn't shake the lingering disappointment, not just in Mia, but in everyone who had gone along with her plan. What broke me was calling my best friend Jake. He'd always been the one I could count on, the person who had my back no matter what. If anyone would understand why this prank had pushed me to my limit, it was him. Jake, I started, trying to keep my voice steady. Why did you go along with it? You've known me longer than anyone. You know how much trust means to me. There was a long pause on the other end of the line before he finally sighed. Ethan, I won't lie. I didn't love the idea. I initially fought her on it during planning, and she said she would change it if I really thought you wouldn't like it, so I thought it was over. But when I walked in and saw the setup, it was too late to stop it. I should have said something then, but I didn't want to ruin your birthday. I figured once the party started, you'd be okay. I let out a humorless laugh. Jake, I wasn't okay. I'm still not okay. That wasn't just a prank, it was a betrayal. You knew how much this would mess with me, and you still stood by and watched it happen. He sighed again, and I could almost hear the guilt weighing on him. Ethan, I didn't just go along with it. I suspected something. Mia, she was too close to that guy. The way they acted when you walked in, it wasn't just an act. I needed you to see it for yourself. I felt my stomach drop. You're saying you think she actually was cheating on me? Jake hesitated. I don't know for sure, man, but I've seen them together before, at the gym, at that coffee shop near her place. Always laughing, always close. When she told me about the prank, something felt off. I thought if you saw it, maybe you'd notice what I did. Silence stretched between us, the kind that carried years of friendship teetering on the edge of something irreversible. Look, Jake finally said, I can't undo what happened, but I swear to you, I never wanted to hurt you. If you need space, I get it. Just don't shut me out completely, okay? I wanted to say something, anything, that would make this hurt less. But I was too tired. Too drained. I need time, I said, my voice quieter than I expected. I don't know where we stand right now. I get it. His voice was equally subdued. Take all the time you need. I hung up, staring at my phone as if it could somehow give me the answers I was searching for. My birthday had come and gone, leaving behind a mess I wasn't sure how to clean up. Trust, once broken, wasn't something you could glue back together overnight. And in that moment, as I sat alone in my apartment, I realized this wasn't just about Mia's prank. It was about everyone who had stood by and let it happen. Maybe I needed more than just time. Maybe I needed to reevaluate who I could truly trust. And maybe, just maybe, this birthday had given me the clarity I hadn't even known I needed. The thought gnawed at me until I couldn't ignore it anymore. I needed answers. But confronting Mia without proof felt reckless. If I was going to do this, I had to be smart about it. I started by checking social media. Mia wasn't one to post much, but Eric might have left clues. I scrolled through his profile, looking for anything suspicious. Most of his posts were harmless, workout selfies, group pictures with mutual friends, but then I saw it. A tagged post from 2 weeks ago. A dimly lit bar, Mia sitting close to him, her hand resting on his knee. The caption read, "Great night with great company." My stomach churned. It wasn't solid proof, but it was enough to make me dig deeper. I started asking subtle questions to mutual friends, trying to piece together their history. No one outright said they were together, but the way people hesitated before answering made it clear. There was something there. I needed more. If Mia had really been cheating, I couldn't go in with just suspicions. I had to be sure. So I kept digging. And what I found would change everything. For the next few days, I trailed her activities, making mental notes of patterns. I watched as she left work later than usual, claiming she was swamped with deadlines. I noticed her texts becoming shorter, her responses delayed. When we talked, she always seemed distracted, always in a hurry to get off the phone. Then I went further. I checked her location history on our shared rideshare app and found repeated trips to a part of town she never had any reason to visit. A hotel. A restaurant I'd never been invited to. I even called the hotel under the guise of confirming a reservation, only to hear her name listed under a booking. The last piece of the puzzle came when I created a fake account and messaged Eric, pretending to be a mutual friend curious about his relationship with Mia. He didn't hesitate to respond. "Yeah, we've been seeing each other for a while now. She said things with Ethan were complicated, but we're happy." That was it. That was the moment the doubt vanished, replaced by cold, undeniable truth. Then it happened. One evening, while parked near her apartment, I saw Eric's car pull up. He got out, checked his phone, then casually walked inside the building. My heart pounded as I checked the time, 10:47 p.m. A late visit, too casual, too comfortable. I didn't need to wait long. An hour later, I saw them together through the window of her apartment, laughing, leaning in too close. And then, the moment that shattered any remaining doubt. She kissed him. I clenched my fists, my mind racing. There it was. The truth I had been searching for. It wasn't just a prank. It had never been just a prank. Mia had betrayed me, and now I had the proof to make sure she felt the consequences. Walking away wasn't enough. I needed to expose her for who she really was. Every lie, every deceitful move, I would make sure everyone knew the truth. I started by gathering all the evidence, screenshots, timestamps, everything I had observed. Then, I crafted a message, sending it to her closest friends, mutual acquaintances, and even her family. A carefully worded explanation of what I had discovered, accompanied by the undeniable proof. Then, I posted the truth online. A simple, factual account of how she had manipulated and deceived me, ensuring that anyone who knew us would understand exactly what kind of person she really was. Within hours, the fallout began. Mutual friends started reaching out, some apologizing, others shocked. Mia tried calling, but I ignored it. She texted frantically, pleading for a chance to explain. But I was done listening. She had played her game, and now she was facing the consequences. For the first time in days, I felt lighter. I had taken control. And Mia? She was left to deal with the wreckage she had created.
If you liked this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to be alerted to future videos, be sure to hit the bell icon below. I post every day at 12 p.m. CST.